If you are over 50, I want you to think about the last thing you do before you turn off the light tonight. Maybe it is a glass of wine to unwind. Maybe it is a salty snack in front of the television. Maybe it is holding it in just a little longer, because getting up one more time feels like too much effort. It seems so small, so harmless, so completely ordinary. But what if I told you that this one quiet evening habit, repeated night after night for years, could be putting a slow and silent strain on two of the hardest working organs in your entire body? Your kidneys do not complain loudly. They do not send you sharp pain the moment something is wrong. They simply keep working, quietly, patiently, filtering nearly 200 quarts of blood every single day, until one day the damage has already been done. And that is exactly why so many people over 50 never see it coming. I know what it feels like to reach this stage of life and suddenly notice that your body responds differently than it used to. The swelling around your ankles by the end of the day, the fatigue that a good night's sleep does not seem to fix anymore, the changes in how often you need to use the bathroom, or how it looks when you do. You are not imagining these things. Your body is talking to you. And after 50, your kidneys naturally begin to filter a little less efficiently than they once did. This is simply biology. It is not your fault, and it does not mean something is seriously wrong. But it does mean the choices you make in the evening matter more than they ever have before. Here is something I want you to sit with for a moment. There is one specific evening habit, incredibly common, incredibly normalized, that nephrologists have quietly been warning about for years. It is not extreme. It is not something only unhealthy people do. In fact, you probably know at least 3 people who do it every single night without a second thought. And in a few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly what it is, why it puts pressure on your kidneys, specifically during the overnight hours when your body should be repairing itself, and the simple, almost embarrassingly easy shift you can make starting tonight to protect yourself. So stay with me, because this is one of those things that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let's start with what we already know to be true, because I think it helps to agree on the basics before we go further. You know that your body needs water to function. You know that your kidneys filter waste from your blood. You know that what you eat and drink affects how your whole body feels the next day. You know that as we age, our bodies become a little more sensitive to things they used to shrug off easily. These are not controversial statements. These are simply facts you already accept as true. And once we agree on that foundation, the next part becomes much easier to understand. Here is the piece most people never connect. During the day, your body is active. You're moving. Your circulation is doing a lot of the work of pushing fluid and waste through your system efficiently. But at night, everything slows down. Your heart rate drops. Your blood pressure naturally dips. Your kidneys shift into a different rhythm, one designed for gentle, steady filtering, while the rest of your body rests and repairs. This is precisely why what you do in those last 1 or 2 hours before bed carries so much more weight than what you do at noon. Your evening habits either support that nighttime repair process or they quietly work against it. So let's talk about the habit itself. For many people over 50, the evening ritual involves something salty. A handful of chips, some salted nuts, maybe a savory snack paired with the television or a book before bed. It feels harmless. It feels like a small comfort you have earned after a long day. But sodium does not just disappear once you swallow it. It pulls water into your bloodstream, raising your blood volume, and your kidneys have to work overtime, right when they were supposed to be slowing down and resting, to filter that excess sodium back out. Night after night, that repeated overnight strain adds up. It is a little like asking someone to sprint right when they were finally about to fall asleep. And here is the layer most people never think about at all. Combine that salty snack with a habit of drinking very little water in the evening because you do not want to wake up to use the bathroom. And now your kidneys are being asked to filter a higher concentration of sodium with less fluid to help move it through. That is the real hidden combination quietly working against you every single night. Not the salt alone, not the low water alone. The two together, repeated for years, is what many doctors describe as one of the sneakiest contributors to long-term kidney strain in people over 50. Now, before you feel any guilt about this, I want to pace this properly with you because I know exactly how this feels. You have worked hard your whole life. You have earned the right to relax in the evening with something you enjoy. Nobody is telling you that you did something wrong on purpose. Nobody chooses their snacks while thinking about nephron function. This has simply never been explained clearly before, in a way that connects the dots between something as small as an evening ritual and something as important as your long-term kidney health. And that is precisely why I am walking you through this today, so that you can make small, informed adjustments starting tonight, not out of fear, but out of genuine self-respect. I want to ask you something, because I am genuinely curious, and I would love for you to share this in the comments below. What is your own evening ritual? Is it a snack, a drink, a particular routine you have followed for years without really questioning it? I ask because so many of us fall into these patterns without ever stopping to examine them, and sometimes just saying it out loud or typing it out for others to see is the first step toward noticing something you can gently improve. So go ahead, tell me what your evening habit looks like. I read every comment and I would love to hear from you. Now let's talk about what you can actually do, because information without action does not protect anyone. The first shift is incredibly simple. Move your salty snack, if you enjoy one, earlier in the day, ideally with lunch, rather than in the final hour before bed. This gives your body daylight hours to process that sodium, while your kidneys are already working at full capacity, rather than asking them to do it while everything else is trying to slow down. The second shift involves your water intake, and this is the one most people get completely backwards. The goal is not to drink a large amount of water right before bed, because that simply causes disrupted sleep from bathroom trips. The goal is steady, gentle hydration throughout the afternoon and early evening, so that your kidneys have consistent support to do their filtering work smoothly, rather than being asked to process concentrated waste with insufficient fluid. As you start to notice these small positive changes, you may find that you wake up feeling a little less puffy around the eyes and ankles, a little more clear-headed, a little more like yourself. The third shift is simply awareness of how your body responds the next morning. Do you notice more swelling after a particularly salty evening? Do you feel more fatigued the day after minimal evening hydration? Your body has been giving you feedback this entire time. Once you know what to look for, you start to become your own best health detective. And that is an incredibly empowering feeling at this stage of life. I also want to gently remind you that if you are noticing persistent swelling, ongoing fatigue, changes in urination, or anything that concerns you, please do speak with your doctor. Nothing in this video replaces a conversation with a healthcare professional who knows your specific history. What I want for you is simply awareness, the kind of awareness that helps you walk into that conversation informed and empowered, rather than caught off guard. Think about how good it will feel, a few weeks from now, waking up with less puffiness, more energy, and a genuine sense that you are taking care of yourself in a way that honors everything your body has carried you through for over 50 years. That feeling of lightness, of clarity, of simply feeling more like yourself again, that is available to you, starting with tonight's choices. So here is what I want you to take away from everything we have talked about today. Your kidneys work incredibly hard for you, silently, faithfully, every single day of your life, and they deserve the same care and attention you would give to any other part of your health. The habit we talked about today, that quiet combination of evening salt and insufficient hydration, is common, it is fixable, and now that you know about it, you have the power to make a different choice starting tonight. If this video helped you see something you had never noticed before, please give it a like. It genuinely helps this information reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe if you want more honest, respectful, and empowering health conversations like this one. And if you know someone, a parent, a sibling, a dear friend, who could benefit from hearing this today, please share this video with them. Sometimes the most caring thing we can do for the people we love is simply pass along information that could quietly protect their health for years to come. Take care of yourself tonight, and I will see you in the next one.